Hello everyone, it's Cribbini and Tina.
Yes.
Welcome to the channel. We trust that everybody's having a marvelous day and that you guys are in the best of health.
Yes, with health, as always, being most important. Today, we're going to get back to what I like to call the refresher courses, right? And this one is something that was posed to us by someone. I think I have 1 to 3 months to kind of take living in Portugal for a test drive, right? Take it for a little test spin. What should I do? So these are some of the things that we thought were pretty important that you need to consider or do if that could be a situation you might like to do, right? Like I always suggest taking some time and living amongst the place, the people, everything. So you should really be able to feel yourself there, right?
Right. Try it and you may like it.
Yeah. Like we moved to Portugal and I felt right at home.
Right.
So you can too. So number one, first, you always want to stay towards the climate. And this is the weather guy. He's a big thing on weather. The climate you're most drawn to that you might want to live in. For example, South Algarve, very, very hot, right?
Right.
I mean, we're talking majority of the time, 90s to 100s. Do you like that kind of weather? You know, if you love the heat and you want that type of living, Algarve would be for you. But if you're the other way and you like it to get a little cold, maybe even snow, then you're going to go way up to the north. We're talking even past in the tip of Porto, the north. Right now, they have snow. They've got roads closed. And here we are sitting in almost March. We're in February, the end of February, and they've got snow right now. So maybe that's where you want to live. Other people stay central, but stay inwards because they want big farms. They love farming. Right.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Some people stay central, but like the coast, like us, because they like beach living, right? Small town beach living. So you always got to remember that weather is always going to play a major factor. Why is that? Well, because if you're running that electricity, which is your air conditioning and or heating, devices, or the heating, if you're lucky enough to have central heat, you're still running electric. So when you're running that, your costs are going to go up. So we know that electric is just like in the U.S., one of the highest bills.
Right. And if you're also closer to the water, you might want, and there's humidity going on, you might want to get a humidifier to keep your clothes and everything.
Dehumidifier.
Yeah, dehumidifier to keep your clothes, from getting all molded and stuff.
Yeah, you have to. It's not a if you want, you have to.
I just throw away a lot of clothes in the DR, believe me, because I didn't do that.
And we've got a big heavy duty dehumidifier now. So yes, that's another thing that you may you have to run. And a lot of these apartments, now the newer ones are built with that whole humidity, dampness, fresh air system. So you're running that too. So again, costs, weather. Do you like the summer? Do you like the winter? It's going to be a factor. Weather, you can't get away from it with what global warming. You cannot get away from the weather theater part of this. So that's going to be essential. Now, also because weather affects your daily travel. If you're in the north and it's raining a lot, you got to get used to going around in the rain, meaning, do I like to walk around in the rain? Do I like to drive in the rain? I particularly do not. When it rains, I'm a hermit. I'm at home.
Right.
But weather is also a factor. Travel is also a factor where you're staying because you need to see where things are to see what's going to be your best fit. So am I in a place where I'm going to have to rent a car because I cannot get around any other way? Not every place is Lisbon. Not every place is Porto. There's not millions of taxis. There's not Uber. There's not buses. There's not trains. Every area is different. So where is it that you want to stay and how are you going to get around that place?
Yeah, that's something to really consider. And you won't know that until you get to the place that you're going to and you really, in the neighborhood and figure out, okay, is there a bus that runs locally? Okay, can I get a taxi really easy? Okay, can I get an Uber? I mean, all these things you need to consider because some of these places out here, you're out there. I mean, you are out there.
Yeah.
In a bio somewhere.
Like I told you, there seems to be 3 types of city. It's either a major city, like Lisbon, our area proper, and Porto, or you're in between, which is like where we're at now, and with Loriña, and where it's like you have big city vibe because you have stores and you have your restaurants and everything, but you could still walk and it's still a small town feel, right? And then you have your super small, super rural, no one speaks English, you really got to take these Portuguese classes, like you're on the mountain or in a big farmland. Your nearest store is a 20-minute drive. Like there is real life far away places.
Right.
Maybe you just want to farm. You don't need anything, or you're not going to need it every day. So you're going to want to look at, how am I going to get there? What's going to be my travel like? Is there public transportation? Am I going to rent a car? How much is that going to cost me? And most importantly, since you're out here and you're trying to see if you're a good fit for Portugal, you want to see more of Portugal. So you definitely want to make sure that you can travel either publicly or through a rental of a car and get around and see, because where you start might not be where you end up.
That's true.
And that's the point in coming out there for that first, 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. You have up to 90 days to stay in Portugal. So you can come and stay for 3 months easily. So come explore, see different parts. So with that, are you going to be when you first, and I always say, stay more than one place. Definitely stay more than one place, but stay at least a week so you really get the vibe and the feel of the city. Don't you agree?
Definitely. We met a couple. We were in Greece, and they was from, I think they're from the Reno, Nevada, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
in Vegas, and they come out like 3 or 4 months at a time, go on different place, stay in different place, because each country, you got your own time limit. So if you say if you want to stay 90 days in Portugal, great. Then you go to Spain. You got your time clock starts all over again. You go out there and stay some time, or you want to go to Italy, or you want to go to Greece, or you want to go to Paris. And then you check it out and figure out what's going to work for you, because what work for you might not work for me, and what might work for me might not work for you. So when you're staying wherever you decide to stay in Portugal, make sure, how far am I from the highways if I want to drive inside the country, or how far am I from the airport, and how could I get back and forth to the airport if, like he said, you want to go to another country, or you need to get in and out your arrival and your departure from Portugal. How far from either, because there's quite a few airports, are you from that airport? So these are just things that you might want to consider, because it's a lot to make a huge decision. We realize that. A lot of people are like, my God, it's such a big decision. How do you make a decision like that? It's because when you know. When it feels right, you know it. When you find your neighborhood, you know it. Right, because the last 2 places we lived at, we didn't even think about this, but there's a bunch of fog. We moved from the valley, now we're high up, and then now we're here in the valley, and that cold and that heat, from the ocean get together, and you have fog. So if you go out and have dinner somewhere and you're 15 minutes away from town, now you got to figure out how you can get back home. You got to slow down, take your time, because when that fog hits, it hits. That's one of our dilemmas with coastal living. So like we said, there's a lot of things that you have to actually be there to realize. Things in the morning, things, in the afternoon, what's traffic like? What's it like at night? How's the nightlife, or how is, the grocery stores, because I like to dine at home a lot. How will I get my wine? That's me. Where will I get my wine? No, there's so many things to consider. So like I said, you might want to come out here, spend a month, spend 2 months, heck, use the whole 3 months, the whole 90 days, and just enjoy yourself, have fun in Portugal, have fun abroad. And when you know, and maybe it might not be Portugal, it might be Spain or Italy or some other place. Hey, if I had a chance to do this again, okay, I'll come out here and I'll visit, and I'll 30-day vacation, okay, bang. First week, I'll stay here, check all this place out, up, down the coast, whatever. Then next week, I'll go to Spain, because Spain is driving distance from here. So you can definitely drive there. But anyway, anything further than that, you're asking for a nice overnight ride, because it's a long ways. But you know what? Know before you go, and when you get here, check it out for yourself, so you won't be like that person, coulda, shoulda, woulda. So in the meantime, between the times, remember that life is to be enjoyed. Yes. So as always, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified on videos like this and others, and so we can keep that algorithm going and bring you great content. And we will see you on the next video. Peace.